Frankie Rodriguez here at the Donald D. Stevens Convention Center, Wizard World Comic-Con 2012, with one of the most fantastic athletes in sports, period, bar none. I'm talking about the one and only John Hennigan, formerly known as John Morrison. How you doing, John?
With an introduction like that, I'm doing pretty well. Not much to add to that.
You know, John, I got to tell you, some of the things you did in the ring were just absolutely breathtaking. And the first thing that pops in my mind was your Royal Rumble stunt where you jumped to the wall and you were Spider-Man. What made you take that risk?
Without taking a huge risk, you don't get any rewards. And that specific spot is something that a lot of people have been bringing up to me, something that they liked. And it was something that I thought of because parkour is something that I do in my free time, which is pretty much the art of movement, moving through space. And it's basically a cat leap, a parkour move, and I combine that with the Royal Rumble format, which is pretty cool because it lends itself to thinking outside the box. You can do that with Royal Rumble, Battle Royal, ladder matches, Falls Count Anywhere stuff. And that's something that I was trying to do a lot more towards the end of my run with WWE.
You know, and that brings me to what Kofi Kingston did with the handstand. When you saw that, were you laughing because, well, basically you were the innovator of taking it outside the ring in a Royal Rumble, or were you marveling at what he came up with as well?
I can appreciate what Kobe came up with. He's an athletic guy. He's a talented dude, and he's a friend of mine. So, and to be honest, like that kind of stuff is the stuff that I like to see in the Royal Rumble. So when I was watching it and I saw Kofi hit the handstand and get back in, I was like, oh, that's good stuff, Kofi.
Yeah, that was really cool. Hey, you know, I want to ask you about your beginnings coming up through the reality series. Walk us through that moment of going through the reality series to become a pro wrestler and what that meant to your career.
I mean, people have different stories about how they get into the wrestling business, and you know, for me, it was Tough Enough. Tough Enough season 3, back in 2002, 2003. It's been a while, but it was really what got me into the business. I was a fan as a kid growing up, and I had been training to be something involved in entertainment. I was doing stunts. I was watching wrestling, and I saw Tough Enough on TV, and I was like, dude, this is exactly what I want to do. So I submitted a tape like everybody else. Ended up getting on to Tough Enough 3 and winning the show. The prize was a contract. So I moved to Louisville after that and basically devoted all my time to training in one respect or another for professional wrestling. And that's what it was. In one word, Tough Enough, I would describe as an opportunity.
Very, very well said, an opportunity. Now, you've been part of a couple successful tag teams, M&M, with The Miz as well. 2 different teams, 2 different dynamics. Which one was better, M&M or you and The Miz?
This is where I'm going to do a little question shuffle. I was better with Morrison and The Miz. I feel like I was like the more experienced wrestler on that team. And Miz and I had a really great chemistry because our personalities are pretty different. He's really loud, obnoxious, and annoying. And I'm, like pretty cool and well-liked by people.
Well,
but seriously, and with Eminem, I was really new. Joey Mercury is a genius at wrestling. He's a great mind for the business. He's currently training people at FCW, and I feel like that was more and more. I was in like I was learning from Joey as we were going along in Eminem. So I think both teams were really great. Eminem had Melina also, which was really, really cool for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you just came to town not too long ago. You wrestled for Resistance Pro Wrestling, Billy Corgan's Fed with the Barons, and you had one of the most outstanding matches I think I've ever seen with Robert Anthony Ego. What can you tell us about that match, and where does that rank in your books of matches?
It was a great match. It's one of my favorite matches. And Robert Anthony, a.k.a. Ego, is a talented dude. I was blown away by Resistance Pro. It's a cool federation. They've got a cool venue. They ran the Teamster Hall. The crowd was off the hook for the whole show, for the match, right, which makes matches better. And I love Resistance Pro. I wouldn't be surprised if I return in the very near future.
There you go. Now, this era of social media, do you have a Twitter, a Facebook, a website that you want to tell people about?
Let's see. Sure. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheRealMorrison. You can check out my YouTube channel, The Palace of Wisdom. If you want to get in shape, you can check out my fitness product at www.ooymfitness.com. It's called Out of Your Mind Fitness, a functional training regimen that'll get you into the shape of your life. Hopefully going to come out in a few months. That's it.
Awesome. Hey, John, thank you for your time so much. For Frankie Rodriguez, this is John Hennigan here live at Wizard World Comic Con, the Donald D. Stevens Convention Center 2012.